So in today's video, we have Stadia prepping the Google Assistant button and even more features being worked on and refined on. And then we have a release date for an upcoming game, a sale that I want to highlight, and FIFA 22 again getting exclusive feature only for next-gen hardware, and Stadia is a part of that. We also have a small Take-Two update showing there is still Stadia support, but guys, where are the games? Then we jump into Geforce Now and show 13 games coming this week, as well as the upcoming August titles. Then we highlight an excellent free game that you can play. Subscribe and hit that notification bell to always be up to date with cloud gaming news. So let's go ahead and jump into the 3.28 Android breakdown done by 9to5 Google. Link will be down below for the article, but they found some stuff that Stadia is indeed working on. One of them here is the Google Assistant functionality, and there are these shortcuts called key chords that will work with the capture button, the assistants, and then the screen readers, so good to see. Then we have a glimpse into the phone controller that will feature the touchscreen gamepad that's going to appear on your screen. Honestly, it looks like they're really working on a host of different things here, all of course designed to really lower the barrier even further, which is awesome. There's also some work happening with the Explore tab. You'll be able to see a community feed that has the post sharing captures, and who knows what else you'll be able to see from fellow Stadia players on what they share, or even what you can share to this tab so everyone else can see it. There was also some other small stuff like party chat and a battery indicator, so the engineering team is still very hard at work on getting a lot of stuff out. I think the new revamped Explore tab might be launching here at some point soon. Hopefully bridge mode's going to be coming soon as well. We'll definitely, of course, keep an eye out. With that, we're going to jump into the game news for Stadia. Far Cry 5 at the moment is only $9, and the Ultimate Edition is at $18, and we currently, at the time of this video, are seeing a free-to-play weekend, so hopefully you guys are kicking butt. Then we have a release date for Merrick's Market coming on September 15th. I am looking forward to this game as it does have some overcooked vibes in one of their game modes, so we'll see how it shapes up. Then we have FIFA 22 that's been showcasing that hyper motion gameplay that combines machine learning with the motion capture to bring in some next-gen movement and improved gameplay. This feature again is only for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Stadia. So this is a big launch for Stadia this year and might possibly be the absolute biggest because of this, so it's really cool to see overall. Alright, and with that, finally for the Stadia news, we have none other than 2K or Take-Two, the publishers for the Grand Theft Auto series, NBA 2K franchise, Borderlands, and the infamous Missing Mafia series on Stadia. And a lot of us have been wondering what the flying mother of poop is happening with their support. Where are the games? We have not heard about the newest NBA 2K coming to Stadia, despite it being only a month away from release. We have still yet to see Mafia, a game that I last checked some months ago still showed on their website somewhere that it was still supposed to come to Stadia, and essentially it's been all crickets, to the point where it would not be a shock if they did cut a similar deal to EA, and well, that contract for 2K has potentially run out like it did with Electronic Arts. We don't really know. All we can do is speculate as to why we aren't hearing anything from them. Well, their recent earnings call did shed a little bit of light that perhaps they aren't done with cloud gaming and Stadia itself. If you check out these slides here, there's one that is actually under company growth drivers. It says participating in new distribution channels, including streaming/cloud gaming and direct to consumer. And in a different slide, it shows Stadia in the new distribution/direct to consumer channels. And Stadia is indeed listed on here, as well as PlayStation and Xbox. The curious part is that CEO of Take-Two, Strauss Zelnick, is very much against putting his games on a Netflix type of service like Xbox Game Pass, and he says in a recent interview he just did, and I quote, "Our views remain unchanged. We think a subscription model can make sense for deep catalog titles, but it doesn't really make sense for frontline titles," end quote. Essentially, he prefers the big titles to be bought, which Stadia does offer. PlayStation Now and Xbox Cloud Gaming doesn't, so I found that very interesting. At this point, it's been radio silence, and for me, when we've reached a point like this, I know that Stadia and Google prefers the publishers make the statements, but too many of your current customers are left wondering what's happening, and they're trying to fill the gaps in on their own. We were told that Mafia was coming. There's been no word on NBA 2K. It would be nice if someone communicated with us if 2K support is not happening in the near future, so those people look somewhere else if they were dead set on certain titles that we were promised, like in Mafia, or had seen previous iterations of NBA 2K on the platform. so one would assume the newest one would come. Now with EA, we have had transparency because we knew that 5 games were coming, and now we know what all 5 of those games are, so we are assuming that at the moment not much else is planned. Overall, I'm just preaching some transparency. Even if it's bad news, I think we'd like to know. Either way, it's encouraging though to see Stadia listed on this earnings presentation, on top of the fact that we found a job listing weeks ago where 2K is looking for people who are familiar with Stadia, so we know there is a potential future for support. But that doesn't mean it's concrete, as I actually know another gaming company who is preparing things under the hood for a new game just in case Stadia comes to the table, and that they are already prepared. So a job listing is a good sign, but not a for sure one. And this listing here with the earnings call, again, is also a good sign showing Stadia support, but let's hear some concrete details, whether by 2K themselves or Google. Alright, with that, let's jump into some Geforce Now news, and we'll start this with my favorite thing to highlight. On Epic Games Store, A Plague Tale: Innocence is free to claim and own via Epic, so I'll have a link down below for that. And of course, you guys can take this game and play it free on Geforce Now or use your existing membership. This is a pretty big game. It's usually $40. It has over 31,000 very positive user reviews. It's a very story-rich game and one that I do absolutely recommend. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite combos in gaming right now, with the free games from Epic and then free with Geforce Now. With that, there's 13 games that have launched this week, with Death Trash, a game that I do want to highlight. Been following this game for quite a while, and now that it's launched, it's getting good reviews. It's a deep top-down indie RPG, and from all accounts, it's worth your time. Then the rest of August just showing some good games here. Humankind, of course, King's Bounty 2 are worth highlighting, so good stuff for Geforce Now. And that brings us to today's news. Let me know your thoughts on what we've discussed in this video. Hit that red button below and hit the thumbs up for the algorithm. As always, I'm Sunny, and I'll see you guys in the clouds.